Hey, good evening, everybody. It is Thursday night, time for another episode of Thrifty Business. I'm your one host, Jason Thrifts, and with me all the way from Florida, Stephanie. Don't say I'm from Canada. How are you?
I mean, you could say I'm from Canada. I'm just going to correct you quite quickly. I am good. How are you?
I am dandy. The only good thing about your name being Canada is everyone knows how to spell it.
You would be surprised.
Really? Oh my gosh, never mind.
Yeah.
Figured that'd be just as easy as Smith, our friendly neighbor to the north.
Nope.
Good to see everybody tonight. Tonight we are doing we're going to answer all your online questions. We got a bunch ahead of time. Thank you for all those. But we're also going to do our segments first. So without further ado, let's pretend we have a guest for one quick second. Now it's time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug and try and match it up to my guest. All right. So since I'm my own guest, well, Stephanie is the guest too, but we're just co-hosting.
Yeah.
I decided to pick a new rum and a new mug that I just got. So here's the rum. So Lost Spirits is a distillery here in Vegas. They opened their first one in LA. And the guy who owns it's a mad scientist genius. He figured out how to age rum in days rather than years. Now, it's still not a total replacement of rum aged in the Caribbean and Jamaica, but he can make really good rum in like 3 days.
Holy cow.
And like lights, and they gave us a tour. I don't remember that because I was too busy drinking all the free rum. So if you get to Vegas, it's cool because you get a distillery tour, you get free rum. Then there are cocktails to buy. There's burlesque dancers, magicians, jugglers.
Nice.
It's like you're in some back alley in like Bangkok. Like, it's awesome. It's just awesome. So if you get to Vegas, go to Lost Spirits. All right. For those of you who tuned in early, thank you very much. We're giving away a prize. And so I'm going to use my mug as a trivia question for the prize. Here's the prize. Thanks to Debbie. It is a tin coffee mug from eBay for Business. And here is the question. Now, none of you will know this answer off the top of your head. So it's going to be, who can Google fastest?
It's a bold statement.
Yes, that is. All right. Here is the mug for this evening.
Oh.
Yeah. This mug is called the Zombie King, which is also a drink at this tiki bar. What tiki bar do you get the Zombie King at? Now, the zombie is a classic old-timey drink. They altered it a little bit, and they called it the Zombie King, and then they made a mug for the drink. So for the first one to give me the answer wins this cute little eBay cup, and I'll take a sip.
Okay. Dang. Yeah. No, here I thought, I was like, oh, that's a bold statement. And then your question, I'm like, no, yeah, that's Google. How fast can Google?
What do you have any mugs tonight, Steph?
I don't. I even was lame. I'm just going to drink the Guinness straight out the bottle.
All right. Hey. Boom. All right. There we go.
Jenny.
Now, Susan, did you Google fast or did you know?
Oh.
That's that, because let me tell you, one of the best tiki bars in the country. There it is, Strongwater in Anaheim.
Nice.
The couple that owns it are one of the nicest couples you'll ever meet. They put together an amazing bar with amazing drink collection, amazing rums, awesome food.
Nice.
And so, Susan, if you would be so kind to send me your shipping address, we will get your prize to you in the mail.
Yay.
So good job, Susan. And she Googled. So she was a fast Googler.
Lightning fingers. Go.
Yes. Thanks for tuning in early. All right. Before we get to your questions, we got some other fun stuff to do, like. And now it's time for our scores of the week. These are the items that you should be on the lookout for when you're out thrifting. Okay, this will be a surprise to Steph.
Okay. Oh, God.
Now, what's this reaction to? Could it be your first score of the week?
It sure could. It surely could.
That was from one of Stephanie's videos.
Yes. So I went thrifting in Raleigh. I saw someone's actually here from Raleigh at this scrap exchange, which was, for me, like heaven on earth. It was just amazing. And that piece of fabric was that shot because they roll it all up sometimes. And you just buy the roll. And when I walked in, that was the very first piece of fabric. It was 3 yards It was labeled as 44 inches wide, which for those of you that know fabric, that's a pretty standard measurement, no big deal. So I was like, oh, so it's probably a 1980s reproduction. I get this piece home because all I need to know is that it's some type of border print. I'm not going to look at it. I'm going to save it for the camera. I paid $9 for this. I get back, and that face was because it is 36-inch wide fabric, because that means it's from the 1950s. It is not a reproduction, and it was $100 out the door.
Yahoo!
Now, for those of you that are like, wait, shouldn't it be more? The cream backing, if it would have been on any other color fabric, pink, blue, black, all of those would have been worth more. But because it's the cream, it doesn't go as high. But very happy. It came perfectly clean too. So I took the time to clean it. So instead of having a couple small spots, it came perfectly clean, and I was able to jump from a $60 to an $80 sale to a $100 sale with a bath and a wash and an air dry. No big deal.
Nice job. Yeah, I was watching that video today, and it just hit me. I'm like, oh, I got to take that screenshot.
Gee, it's like that's the one that's also in my thumbnail because it was a good moment. Yes, $9. $9. That is correct. And what's great is the person that bought it watches my channel and was just wanting to support me. So they did not mind. All right, this lovely 1940s superior dress. I do advise that if the patterns look like this, pick them up. The tissue will not be printed. That is not incorrect. That's how it came. I got this one probably for about $2, I think, and it sold for $29.95.
Nice.
And then we have
where you got this.
Then I got this bad boy, which I think I accidentally sent you the one that. No, that's right. Sorry. I grabbed 2 sizes and I was like, wait, did I send the right one? So this one, I went on a cruise before we knew about Omarion shenanigans. Back when we were like, oh wait, we can kind of do the thing. So I went on a cruise for Christmas. It was great. I picked up 2 of these and I figured I'll buy one for myself and I'll sell the other one. And lo and behold, there she went, $199.95 plus shipping out the door. And I paid full price at, I believe they've raised them to $74.95. But you can only get these on the ships. That's it. So if you aren't paying the cruise line prices, you can't get this. Unless you buy from someone that goes on a cruise and picks one up.
Nice job.
All right. Another pattern. Wait, are we surprised? I hope not.
What? Stephanie sold patterns?
What? From a website that isn't anyone else's? All right. So this is another lovely 1940s piece. This one I think I priced. Yes, this one was a little bit higher because that ruffled trim and the crossover made just enough detail to make this one $34.95. And I paid $8 for this one because sometimes in the 1940s, I will pay a little higher so that I can charge what I want. Although I will say, sadly, that folder 10 cent is on there because it's on there.
Yeah.
That thing had been on there since a library book sale in the 90s. I tried to remove a couple of them that I bought from that lot with every trick that I know, and every single one ripped a hole in the envelope. I said, well, that's just part of the envelope now. I'm going to leave it.
So Ned takes full credit for that, by the way. The shirt from the cruise.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, that is true because the main shop only had extra small, and double X, and I wanted an extra large.
And then, does the cruise line limit how many you can buy?
I have never asked, so I'll
take them all.
Yeah, I don't do that. I buy enough to make it so that mine is free, which is normally like mine plus one other.
Yep.
I did the same with the Tervis that last time I was on your show, Jason.
That's how I do it with Tiki mugs at bars that have them.
Yeah, just one, and I don't do it that often, but it's like, but I really like this Spirit jersey, so I'm gonna buy one for me, and then I'll sell one, so it's a wash.
There you go. All right, now you might be thinking, Jay, why is showing a $10 sale? Who gives an F? But this is from all those Viewmasters that I bought, the whole lot at the end of an estate sale. So if you've been watching me for a while, you know I made like $2,000 on that purchase, and I had a few left, and they're still selling. So, at this point, obviously, it's just pure profit all the way to the very end.
Yeah.
But yeah, one little set for $10, I will take it to add on top of the $2,000 I've already made. Woohoo! Nice. How about a just empty plastic Casio watch case?
Oh my gosh.
It was for your calculator watch from the 80s.
Yeah.
But it's just a case, but it has the original hand tag. And so that went out the door today. And that was one of Cletus's finds. Cletus is the guy that I'm buddies with that cleans out houses here in Vegas.
Very cool.
And then recently I found a bag of jackets from my uncle, my mom's brother, who passed away 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And this was like him just saying, hi, you forgot me, which I didn't forget him, but he wanted me to take all his cool stuff, sell it, take Stacy on a vacation to Hawaii. And I did that, but I found a bag that I'd missed. And so this Wrangler 100th annual Cheyenne Frontier Days wool jacket, I just sold today for $150.
That's great.
And how many times, like broken record, you know, my mom with water skis, you with sewing patterns, and me with guitar tab books. Here is the guitar tab book for Slayer Undisputed Attitude. If you don't know what that means, it's just the sheet music for guitars. Wow. I bought it for $4 at a record store, and I took a best offer of $100.
Wow. That's at first I was like, am I seeing where's that period? Oh my God. Nice.
$100. So yeah, if you're not looking for the guitar tab books yet, you are missing out on easy money. And now it's time for our CD and cassette scores of the week. And as always, we start with flipping cassettes.
Okay, first up is Stephanie. No, I'm just kidding.
These are both used. Pixies, Bossa Nova. I paid $5 and I sold it for $19.
Nice.
And the Boss I bought at, wrong one the wrong way. The Boss I bought at a garage sale for 50 cents.
Sweet.
And sold him for $25. So in my norms, you've seen a $100 guitar tab, a $19 cassette, a $25 cassette, and now we go from flipping cassettes to flipping CDs. Oops. How about Willie Nelson for $70?
Wow. I found out,
happily by accident, that there's a lot of Willie CDs out of print. And so when you find them, they're big money. This was at one of my favorite stores near Disneyland, $3. Sold it for $70.
Great.
Shotgun Willie. All right, this one's kind of fun. Record Store Day is a day once a year in April where they release limited edition vinyl, and they had the Fat Boys come out, and the vinyl looked like a pizza, and the holder was a pizza box. And I didn't know they made a CD version of it too.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
Yep. So I found this in a CD store in Phoenix, and I just accepted a best offer of $80.
That's cool.
Yeah. So big Fat Boys fan. But wait, there's more. Can I get a amen in the chat? Do you believe?
Oh, Lord.
How about a Roxette promo CD single that isn't the big hit that just sold for $100?
Wow. Oh my gosh.
A song you probably don't know.
Can confirm. Do not know that song.
For $100. And I held my ground. The guy wanted to pay me $80 and I would not take less than $100. And he finally said, okay, I'll pay you $100 for this one song single.
Wow.
Amen. Yes, I believe. By the way, the store in Phoenix was Zia Records. Amen. Now, we ain't done yet because if you saw my tease earlier, I bought this Prince CD that does not say Prince anywhere. So if it wasn't nicely labeled, most everyone wouldn't know this is Prince. And I spent $80 on it.
Wow.
Now, most people would be like, what the F? You're spending $80 on a CD. But yes, but when you sell it for $225, you definitely make your money. Because I love buying expensive things because I get the air miles on my credit card. And then B, I sell for a shit ton more than I paid. So I don't mind spending $80 to sell for $225.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Do you believe? Do you believe?
Of course, Peggy.
Am I forgetting something?
Hey, wait! Hold up! Don't forget about me!
Whoops! Now it's time for Stacy's Budget Bin Scores. Stacy rocked it this week. Look at that. 99 cents, Steph. $30. She doesn't
great.
even know. She's watching, but she might be napping. She's the queen of going through the dollar budget bin and finding those CDs that are mispriced. Now, look, it's still been a good deal at $6.
Yeah,
Way better deal at 99 cents.
absolutely.
Yeah, so good job when you've got your partner to dig through the budget bin while you're doing the rest of the store. Hell yes.
Heck yeah.
My wife is the bomb diggity, but sadly, they're not all good. And now it's time for our duds of the week. Do not let our mistakes be yours. There, Stace was still watching. She's like, what?
Yeah.
Good job, honey. Good job.
Good job, Stacy. All right. So I got really excited when I found this cute little Winnie the Pooh, like early 2000s, like baby shirt. I was like, yeah, totally cute. Absolutely. I'll take a shot at it. Crickets. Finally, like 9 months later, which I understand in like Debbie terms is no time at all. However, for me, like a baby, like, come on, just buy it. So it sold for $8. I literally, any offer that came in, I was like, great, get it out of my house.
Oh yes, we all have those. You're about to see one or two of mine.
And I don't normally say this to folks, but I do make some like PDF downloadables of some of the older and rarer pieces that I find. I think this one, while some people really enjoy it, because they are actual photographs and they can't be like, I PDF them into a like flippable book, but they're good quality, but just something about it, like it isn't as crisp as always. So like it's still there, but I worked so hard to make sure I didn't tear the pages. I was like sweating bullets. This thing is from 1885 in my hands, 1885. And I've sold exactly one of them. That's it. Just one.
So Lisa is one of our queens of, I'll keep it for sale for 9 years.
Yeah,
Online. Yeah,
I was like, there's going to be a couple that are going to be like 9 months. Pshaw.
All right. I bought a lot of clothes where you didn't know what you're getting until you got the box.
Yeah.
This is one of those where, the brand ain't nothing. DeMonte. It just ain't nothing. And I made my money off the box, but someone finally said, I'll give you a 10. And I said, yes, because look, ain't no one really looking for the shirt. Someone found it by accident, really. And so, again, I made my money off the good stuff out of the box. I will happily take 10.
Yep.
And this is a CD single, not a promo. Oh no, yeah, it is a promo. It was a fan club promo, but I had it for sale on 3 different platforms, and we went through 2 Christmases. And I'm like, okay, I will never buy this single again. And someone this week said $7, and I said, absolutely. Here you go. Time to go. Time to go. So
absolutely.
So don't get attached. Don't get upset. It's business. Someone wants to offer you a couple bucks. It's better than just throwing it away or redonating it. I only paid $2, so I made a couple of dollars, but it just wasn't worth it anymore.
Yeah.
And now it's time for Where in the World Did Our Stuff Go? If you are not shipping internationally, you are leaving out 7.3 billion with a B potential customers. I got to think of all the ones I've had and my guest co-hosts have had, yours is probably the closest to being in America.
Right? Like so close. But yeah, somebody in St. Thomas, Canada, wanted 2 patterns from me. And so I happily shipped them off their way. And again, this was my like giant lot that I bought from New York, or bought of New York a while back. So they were all $3 each. And the 2 patterns combined were $45 plus shipping. So
nice.
We like it.
Oh, mine's huge right now.
Oh, you're zoomed in.
All right, my Go-Go's promo CD single of Cool Jerk, 2 versions, LP and 7-inch, is going to Dunlop, Australia, and you can kind of see where it is in relationship to Sydney. It's a town of about 1,700, and they paid $30 plus shipping.
Wow.
Yep. But that's why we encourage that, because you never know when someone in St. Thomas, Canada, or Dunlop, Australia needs a sewing pattern or a CD.
Yep.
And we got them, and they won.
Absolutely.
And now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me. What to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping.
Okay, so I always say that, and if you have a website that you like to go to, so I know Jason's not particular to one site, it's whoever has the best deal. And that's fantastic. For me, I like to buy the compostable. I don't know how am I supposed to say that?
Combustible. No, that'd be
No, not that
fire.
kind.
I like to buy things that set on fire when they get to the customer.
That's a great plan. Great for old paper. Perfect. Perfection. Great match. So I buy compostable bags. And for the longest time, they only had like 10 by 12 and larger, which is fine because it's great for fabric because it's like fabric and all that. No big deal. Problem is, it's like, I always feel bad because they're more expensive for the larger sizes. And so I went in on my last order. I was like, you know what? Let's just look through the categories again. Let's see what we got. And y'all, they made a smaller size. So now there's like this perfect little pattern size that's 6.5 by 9. And I'm like, yes. And they are quite honestly half the price of the 10 by 12s. And
your husband has another different shipping tip for you. Don't let your husband be responsible for your shipping while you're in another state.
I mean, accurate. Accurate. I came home to a pattern and a label literally sitting next to his keyboard. So accurate.
Yikes. All right. Now, I don't know if any of y'all are doing this, and I don't think anyone in the thrifting board is doing this, but just in case, stop overpaying. I cruise through other Facebook groups just to see what's going on. And I have seen multiple people who are afraid of some ghost that overpay and add weight to it just in case. Don't you have a good scale? Like, look, this is 3 pounds, 13.5 ounces. So when I go to the computer, it's 3 pounds, 14 ounces. I'm seeing people go into the next pound. What are y'all doing?
No.
Why are you giving the man more money than he deserves? So please, if you're one of those people, get a nice accurate scale and whatever it says, that's your weight.
Right?
Exactly. I've seen people tack on 6 to 8 ounces on every package.
No. Why?
What?
Don't do that.
Unbelievable. And they're like, just in case. Here's what happens if you're off weight. Nowadays, especially, you just get charged.
Yeah.
You're logged into eBay or Etsy or Pirate Ship. And so if the post office goes, hey, this isn't enough, they just go back through where you bought it and they go, Jason, you've been charged $2. And it's happened a few times to me, but no biggie.
Yeah.
Because you should have
And I
paid
know what
anyway.
Ned's talking about. I literally, like, if I round up, it's by like, I go from the 0.5 up to the next one. I don't round up by a pound.
This is truly 3 pounds, 14 ounces. But I'm seeing people go into the 4 pounds.
No.
So they're paying more.
No.
They're going into the 4 to 5 pound instead of the 3 to 4. I'm like, don't do that, please.
No.
I don't want to see anyone waste their money. It's stupid. It's silly. And if you're off and it costs more, it gets back to you. It's no biggie. No one yells at you. And now it's time for the Thrifty Tips of the Week. Little tips and tricks to help you out when you're outsourcing. This is hilarious.
Oh my God. Found one called Peggy Quarters. Oh my God.
Thank you, Debbie.
That's fantastic. Okay, so speaking of Raleigh, I went there once pre-Panorama, and I had found 2 thrift stores that I enjoyed. I do not enjoy the Goodwills of Raleigh. They go by color, and it drives me nuts. I can't with that. It hurts my brain. So I was trying to find any other thrift store. So I asked a friend of mine who lives in Texas, who had a friend that lived in New Orleans with her and then moved to Raleigh and had a really good connection. So make sure that you're asking the people around you, friends of friends, be like, where do you go? And that's how I found Scrap Exchange. And that's how I found the really awesome fabric.
Excellent. Okay, so a little tip that I never ever thought about sharing. There is a CD record video game movie store going out of business, used.
Oh,
and the weird thing is, I'll give you the weird part first. They're reopening a new business in 2 months, an ice cream store. I've never seen a rebrand like that ever.
I mean, good for them, but
yeah. But when a store like this goes out of business, besides trying to get rid of their product, they're also getting rid of their stuff, their shelves, and their extra jewel cases. Now, my lazy ass didn't get there in time, so all the single jewel cases were gone, but the fatty doubles were there, the skinny doubles were there, and the clear trays were there. And I was buying cases for $15 a pop. And so that's a sweet deal. So when you see a store go out of business, think about the merch, but then think about they have ladders, they have shelves, they've got Windex, they've got printer ink, all those things. And so they're getting down to the nitty gritty. And pretty soon I'm going to give you $100 for all the rest of your CDs. And they got a good amount still. And I'll see what else they got laying around. So always check the non-merchandise stuff when you see a store going out of business.
That's cool.
Yeah, I go, you got regular jewel cases? She's like, those are long gone. I'm like, I know, I'm slow.
Right. I tried.
It's like 12 minutes away. I was too lazy to get over there.
But
And now it's time for our online selling tips of the week. It doesn't matter if you're selling on Etsy, Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, or eBay. These are little tips and tricks to help you when you're selling.
That's you.
Oh, no, that's you.
That's me?
Yes.
Oh, I get
Debbie's
it now.
not below going, no, but Stephanie.
I see now. I was like, what? I'm confused. Okay, so when leaving for an indefinite amount of time, a week, 2 weeks, 8 weeks in my case, I always try to make at least, I never set a final amount, but I always try and make a couple draft listings. So that way, while we're going through it, because I am away and my husband is here and can fill the orders most days, dear, what I do then is I'll let him know, like, okay, well, I just listed this. So that way he knows that more than likely in like a day or two, I might get an extra sale. Because that does, it helps refresh your store. It brings you back to the top. They'll look at your other stuff. I always say, like, if you're going out of town and have the ability to have someone help you at home or you have staff at home, make those draft listings beforehand and then just push list or schedule them out. And then you don't have to worry about it. It just keeps your store alive and business coming in.
I love it. No shade throwing on the live stream.
He started it. I don't know what he's talking about. He literally started it.
All right, Stephanie, are you familiar with Chris Lord Alge?
No.
Are you familiar with his brother, Tom Lord Alge?
No.
Is anyone in the chat familiar with Chris or Tom? Now, I bring that up because here's our $100 Roxette CD. And Chris Lord Alge and his brother are two of the greatest music engineers ever in the business. And so when they take a song and do like a remix on a promo that was only available on their promo, that's why this CD sells for $100. Nice. If you don't know that these two dudes are famous, the two brothers, and if you see their name, it might not like register, but that's why we put mixed by Chris Lord Alge in the title, because that's the important part of this CD.
That's cool. It's very cool.
There you go. Producer for Dave Matthews Band. Yeah, they produce, they mix, they engineer so much stuff. If you start reading liner notes, you will not believe how much stuff on your own CDs, your record, whatever, you'll see their names on. So when you're selling music, if you can find that nugget that no one else pays attention to, that's what sells it. And we sold this that quick.
Wow, that's great.
That quick. It was up for a day, and we got $100.
That is great.
Yeah. And if you don't know what the important part is on something rare, hit me up. I'll tell you what's the important part. I am happy to help. And now it's time for Unseasonably Sold. What did you sell out of season? All right, look, people are not stopping buying Christmas drinkware.
Nope.
This sold, and then one day later, this sold. So it's still flying out here. So if you got Christmas drinkware, don't stop listing it, because I'm not changing the price. It's still the price that it was at Christmas time. So people are still paying the normal price. It isn't discounted because it's February. Oh, wait. Deb, did you send me hers? I just realized.
I was like, I can just tell them what it is.
Yeah.
I actually had one, y'all. What?
I just remembered you added late.
I did.
So go ahead and tell, and then I'll have it up by the time you tell.
So, for those of you that don't know, I am primarily a sewist. I am garbage at crochet. I'm garbage at knitting. So this might take me until December to figure it out. But I did actually sell a Christmas crochet pattern for like tree toppers. There you go. Like nice little angel and ornaments. That would take me until December to figure it out and make it not look like some type of monster. But yep, somebody in February decided, yeah, I'm going to start some more Christmas ornaments. And so it's not a whole lot. I think I picked it up for 50 cents and it made its merry little way for $6.95 plus shipping.
All right. I love it. All right. And oops. I jumped ahead. Hold, please.
You're jumping the gun.
Dang it. I got so excited. I jumped ahead.
I can start talking about it.
Yeah, hold on.
All right.
There we go. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're angry, and sometimes they're just plain weird. Now it's time for the feedback of the week.
All right. So it's not necessarily the length of the feedback. It's the fact that you get the feedback and the buyer is happy. So this one is just a nice little seersucker house coat, cute little sunflower pocket. Picked it up in Pennsylvania for, I think, $7, but great purchase. And I think I took a best offer of $25. So not too bad. Buyer's happy. I'm happy. Everybody's happy.
Awesome. Hey, Appealing Signs, where do you live? So I know if it's a legit tiki bar or not. I can tell you. Mine. Okay, I don't understand mine. This is a rarity. Better than described. Fast shipping, A+ seller. Now, I'm happy with that feedback.
Yeah.
Y'all, I sound like you now. Y'all, it's 10 swizzles. I wrote 10 swizzles. Here's where the swizzles are from. That's all I wrote. Better than it. What?
Did you send extra?
Nope. So this made 0 cents.
Funny.
I
wonder if it's like one of those autofills that they have.
Yeah, I put the condition of new. Like, you got exactly what I said you got. There ain't nothing.
Right? Like, there's no surprises here.
I don't even understand. It's a rarity where I don't understand a feedback. I'm like,
That's funny.
I appreciate it. I am not complaining in the slightest, but I don't understand it. I don't think it was, but I don't do my shipping. So I don't, even if friends buy, I don't normally notice because I don't do my own shipping.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to it. Then we'll get to the questions. Where can we find you, Stephanie Canada?
You can find me primarily on YouTube. Occasionally I jump over to Instagram, but YouTube is where I put the bulk of my energy. Literally, I am editing four full-length videos, and I'm supposed to have them scheduled and ready to go by the time I leave on Wednesday. So yeah. But yeah, so I do all types of things, sewing, pattern, shenanigans. I'm gonna start doing some like weird sewing videos. Like, I've decided that I'm going to attempt to sew a complete dress on an airplane from touchdown to touchdown. I will have 4 hours to do an entire dress by hand. So keep an eye out for that type of shenanigans. But yep, and you can find me all over the place, Stephanie Canada.
And real quick, yeah, this was my new assistant Monica's idea. I said, "Hey, do something fun with these," and that's all I said. And then she came back with this. I'm like, I never would have done that, and I absolutely loved it. So
that's cute.
Let the people who help you out think outside the box for you. So when you watch Stephanie Canada videos, you see fun things like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, has no one explained to them yet that it's not a G?
Honestly, when I was recording, I didn't even look. When I realized it was misspelled, when I was editing, that's when I realized it. And I was like, oh, sweet summer child. Oh, okay. It's all right.
And then one thing, when I said, if you got any questions tonight, Stephanie does sell on her own website, Backroom Finds.
Yes.
And so I've never done that. So if that's something that you're all thinking about, Stephanie is happy to answer those questions. I cannot, since I've never done it.
Yep.
But real quick, what I got coming up, and then we'll get to all your questions. Now, Mom and I weren't going to do a show. Oops, I should have put this. Weren't going to do a show Sunday because it's a Super Bowl. And then Sons of Bitches eBay comes out with the winter seller updates. And already we got people not reading all the way through. So they're saying things. I'm like, that's not true. You didn't read the next sentence. So don't do that pesky reading. We'll do it for you. And we'll explain everything on Sunday. Now, here's the time. Write this down. Get your pen and paper out. It's going to be at 3 p.m. East Coast, noon West Coast. So if you do enjoy the Super Bowl, This will not impede that at all.
Nice.
But this way we can explain the new changes. Not a ton, some good stuff, little price increase, nothing major. But we will go through it. So don't even worry your pretty head. Don't read it. We'll read it for you. And we'll boil it down to the high point. All right. Next week, my buddy Chris Yearden, who's in the chat, Crispy, quitting your real job, because what we do is a real job, to do eBay full time. So there was Chris in his real job outfit, and there was Chris in his current day outfit. So it's so much better when you don't have to put on a suit, I am sure. So that's next Thursday night at our normal time. And then coming up in the Secret Beach, Wednesday, February 23rd, Nadine is going to give us the tips on dating garment tags. Often people who don't know clothing well do not know when they're looking at a 1970s tag as opposed to a 1990s tag. So Nadine's going to go through the top 10 ways to tell the era of the tag, and then give you examples of each one of them. So Secret Beachcombers, mark down February 23rd, 2022 for the next webinar in the Secret Beach. All right. It is now time for questions. So let's get rid of that. Yes. Yeah, look how excited you looked at your day job, your real job. All right. Since I want some branding up there still, I'll just throw up Tiki time. So there we go. All right. So I sell on a lot of websites. My main two are probably eBay and Amazon. Stephanie sells on Etsy and her website.
Yep.
I've been doing it forever. I'm old and grizzled. Stephanie, when did you start selling online?
Probably, proper like 2011.
Okay. All right. So you've got some good years under your belt too. Yeah. I started in 2000. So like I said, my selling career is about as gray as my beard. So Stacy goes, boy, it looks grayer all of a sudden. I'm like, yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Stace.
All right. Ages ago, eBay used to have an option for multi-box shipments. Now they don't. So how do you list an item that require more than one box to ship?
Wow.
I haven't sold anything in a long, long time that required more than one box to ship. So I hate to break it to you, Thrifty Elf. I don't have that answer. And I don't think Steph does, because most of her stuff is very small.
Yeah, really small.
So what do you sell on Thrifty Elf? And can anyone who's had that in the last, 6 months, can they help? Because, I'm happy to answer any questions, but if it's something I haven't done in 10 years, I have no idea where the current current is. Yes, I have the questions from yesterday. All right, great. Which question? Whoa. Which software? Hello, Rum. Which software do you use to have your own store?
That is the second one is correct. That is on Shopify. I liked how programmable theirs were, and there's still some hiccups because you still gotta know at least a little bit of programming if you don't want to pay somebody to do it. But I am just dangerous enough with my old school C++. Yeah, buddy. Knowledge in my brain hole. Yeah. So I use Shopify.
All right. So I'm going to answer this question from the ones that Debbie had given me. Is it illegal or ethically wrong to sell Bibles with family history in them? Definitely not illegal. And ethically, how'd you obtain it? Someone got rid of it. So
yeah.
Short of you stealing it, someone got rid of it. So, all's fair, love, war, and thrifting,
Yeah.
So if
I'm a weirdo. I might jump on Ancestry to see if anybody's left that might want it. But if no one wants it, then I sell it.
Oh, yeah. I found a early release of a band that never got big, but I often, if I can find them, I'll say, hey, I found your cassette, because I find a lot of times bands don't keep their early stuff, and then as they get older, like, shit, I wish I had our first cassette. And the last time I did it, they said the lead singer, she was a woman, she said, thanks very much, I do have a couple, but thanks for reaching out, that was very nice of you. I'm like,
oh, that's great.
Oh, thank you. I'm still confused on how to offer international standard versus GSP. So I'm going to say, don't ever use GSP. I've been shipping internationally on my own for 22 years, and I've never had a problem. And international standard, that's on eBay. That's only if it's over 4 pounds, would I ever use that. Anything 4 pounds and under, pirate ship, simple export rate, it is the cheapest rate. And the best thing, when the USPS wasn't shipping to Australia, Pirate Ship still
Pirate Ship
was because they use Essentia, which is not USPS. So if you want to use GSP, it's fine. Global shipping program charges a lot more to the buyer than I would ever have to. And so educated buyers won't ever shop from anyone using GSP because it charges them way too much.
Yeah.
Now, I can charge more than I get charged. So I can make money on shipping, and I'm still cheaper than everyone who uses GSP. So you can make money on your international shipping. Stephanie, with that said, do you have any recommendations for shipping hard to ship items like furniture? Stephanie ships items about this big. So
I was going to say, I'm like, I've never attempted to sell furniture on Etsy. That might be a better question for, oh yeah. I don't sell things that big. The only time I sell furniture is on Facebook Marketplace. Like that's the only time I do that. So unfortunately, I can't quite help with that one.
And I shipped an office chair recently. I used UPS, had a custom box made locally, cost about $200 for the shipping. It was a lot of work, but the chair was $1,000. So yeah, I'll put the work in for $1,000 item that I paid $50 for.
Yeah.
What point did you realize you needed more help? So I was going, for me, because I've been doing this for 22 years, every year at the end of the year, I kept hitting the same mark. Like I kept doing the same amount of sales every year. And I'm like, how do I increase my sales? Well, it's one of two ways: find more expensive items, or get some help. Because also when I started doing the Secret Beach and YouTube shows and teachings and stuff, when I put my time into that, my time goes away from listing and shipping and selling. So I realized the only way to go to that next level is to hire somebody. And now I got 2 people in here most days of the week working and shipping and taking pictures and helping me clean and all that stuff. So, and plus what we do is a very solitary thing. So it's nice to have people around every once in a while. I also like when they go home because they go home midday and then I have the office to myself the rest of the afternoon. So I can watch porn. I mean, listen to whatever music I want to. And,
yeah, and I don't have help unless you count my husband when I leave. That's my help. And that's questionable at best.
All right. So Tina, just to look, if you want to use GSP, I ain't hating on it, but I've spoken at some big conventions in Vegas at the convention center, and I said, show of hands who are international people here, and about half my audience be international. For those of you who shop on eBay, how many of you will buy from people using GSP? Every single hand went down. Every single hand. So, yeah, here's a Canadian buyer right now. If I send a T-shirt to Dawn, I'll charge $17. It'll cost me about $11. I'll make $6. If she buys that same T-shirt from someone using GSP, it is $35.
Oh,
so
no.
I made $6, and Dawn loves me because it was half of what you would have to pay somebody else.
Yeah.
And I put $6 in my pocket, which pays for my shipping supplies.
Yep.
Boom. I have never sold blueprints. You ever sold blueprint stuff?
Yeah, I've sold a lot of paper. Blueprints isn't one of them.
Yeah, me neither. Yep, here's another Canadian telling you the same thing. They're like, nope. Hi, Ned.
The doggo has to go outside.
Stephanie needs some help when she realized her husband was not helpful, as he just went and took the dog out. Look how helpful he is.
I mean, he's helpful with some things, but just mailing things on time is not his forte.
Oh, you're welcome, Kathy. All right, let me grab some more questions from people who wrote them in.
Cool.
Okay, so Jay says, I feel like, what's his face? Go ahead, Poughkeepsie. Jay said, I sold 2 items going to Kentucky as well and can figure out how to combine shipping for the buyer. Now, Kentucky, if you don't know stuff, is where GSP headquarters is.
Yeah, shipping. I do.
And so if a customer buys 2 items, so we've already discussed how much extra they get charged. There is 0 way to combine them. They have to pay both the shipping.
What?
So for instance, if Dawn bought 2 T-shirts from me, I would charge her about $20, make $7. If she bought from global shipping, it'd be $70. That's ridiculous.
I cannot. That's too much. That's too much.
I don't know if we were discussing this, but you cannot freeze rum. Would I recommend Web Interpret? Yes, Angelique, I've used it for 7 years now, and it puts all my listings on 9 foreign sites as well as obviously ebay.com, and it's all automated. So if it sells on .com or if it sells on .ca, which is Canada, it automatically gets removed from the other 9.
Nice.
And yes, I have a lot more international sales because of that.
Oh, yeah.
What buttons to push? So you just uncheck the GSP box and you check shipping internationally. And I have a handy dandy little little chart. 1 pound, you charge this. 2 pounds, you charge this. 3 pounds, you charge this. And then you just, when you have your items, you know that this is going to be 2 pounds when wrapped up. So you just plug in that. Super easy, but I can help you with that chart.
Sweet. I think somebody had some pattern question, but there's other things.
All right, so here's a good one from Nay for you directly.
Oh boy.
Yeah, hang on. What changes have you needed to make to your online selling business since you've gone back to your regular job?
I mean, there was a couple days where Ned and I, we slowly reminded him how to do things, because for the past 2 years he hasn't done it at all. So it was like a process of, okay, well, here's all the envelopes, here's where I've moved literally everything to, because even though it looks like a disaster behind me, this is actually more organized than it has ever been, at least as far as all patterns in one spot. All the eBay and Poshmark and all that stuff is in a different spot upstairs. So it's very clear where things are. So it was a lot of that. And I don't change my handling times because it's normally just a lot of me texting my husband going, hey, have you sent that yet? That was eBay. That needs to go out. It's not a pattern. You can't wait 2 days. You got to go. So it's not too big of a difference. But I did offer, I told him originally, I said, hey, if you want me to, I can shut down everything but patterns. I can turn it all off so that the only thing you have to function is literally what's in those cabinets right there. So, because it's right there, super easy, all organized by number.
All right, so sticking with that, when you sell vintage patterns, do you only sell whole patterns? I can only find cut ones. The packaging are awesome, but I don't know if people would buy a previously cut pattern.
Well, there is many answers to this question, because there's also a couple questions in the question. But I sell all kinds of patterns. I sell patterns that have never been used ever in their life. They went from the factory and sat around for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years. I sell patterns that are cut and complete. So someone used it once, tucked it all back away nicely. There's no big tears, no big nothing on there other than standard markings. And I sell those. I also sell things that are missing pieces, because sometimes there are pieces in patterns that are so small. I can count probably a third of the patterns that I have ever checked in my existence are missing the back neck facing. This piece right here, this piece of fabric right back here, it's gone. Literally the first piece to fly away.
That's crazy. It's always
small.
the same piece.
It's the same piece every time. It's either that or the shoulder pads. Those two almost guaranteed to not be in there. But you can still sell them if it's a good pattern, if they've taken care of the rest of it. And if it's not a multi-line pattern, if it is a multi-line pattern and you have all the pieces, but somebody, it's a 6 through 12, but someone cut to the 6, you need to tell people that it's now cut only to that size. It's no longer all the sizes. You can't magically extrapolate all that information again. It is now just a size 6, but you can still sell it.
There you go. All right, I'm assuming this one's for me. Do you see the values of Taylor Swift vinyls? Okay, John, I'm gonna stop you right there. There is no S in vinyl ever. One record is vinyl, 3 records is vinyl. There's no S in vinyls. So we'll start with that. Little correction. It's like Legos. It's always Lego. There's no S ever. And merchandise continue to climb like crazy or crash soon. Okay, there was a moment in time I liked her, and I can't stand her now. I think she's righteous and full of bullshit, and she's the ambassador for Record Store Day this year.
Oh,
But we won't go
no.
down that road. But yes, unfortunately, yes, she will continue to hold her value and climb. There is a rabid fan base that does not seem to be waning one bit.
Swifties.
So yes, there's the quick answer. Yes. Oops. I went away from the questions. All right, this is a fun one from Janet, who unfortunately is not with us tonight. She's sitting with a sick friend.
Oh.
All right, this is for both of us. Oops.
All right.
Part A, what's the most boring part of reselling for you?
For me? Oh my God. Counting all the patterns. I don't care how many times I do it. I don't care. It's still boring as snot. You have to find a way to make it easier. Otherwise, you will, after about 10 patterns, you like gloss over because you've just taken in too much information. It's so boring. But the end product is so cute.
Yep. And I'm kind of along the same lines. So I love music. I love CDs. I love finding it. I love selling it. But when I go on a CD buying trip, there's a moment every time where I'm like, oh, I hate CDs. Like I've touched and flipped so many.
Yeah.
And then that happens too when I'm listing a shit ton of them.
Yeah.
When I get to like number 400, I'm like, I hate CDs. And I don't really, but I'm just like, too many CDs.
Yes.
And then
accurate.
the part B is, what's the one thing you take most pride in? Mine's very easy. Doing classes, doing the Secret Beach, doing these shows. When I see y'all be successful for things I taught you, I'm like a Papa Bear. My heart swells. I am so excited to see others succeed. My mom out thrifted me the other day at a Tiki event. Even though I was a little annoyed with myself, I was very proud of my mama. And so when I see you all be successful and share your scores and you're like, hey, Jason, you taught me CDs and I sold this one for $200. I can't be more proud. So that is what makes me the most proud, helping others. How about you, Steph?
Man, about reselling though, I think my favorite part of reselling is when I get the pictures sent to my Instagram or I get the pictures sent to my email of, you had this pattern, I've been looking for it forever, and here's what I made. Here's this finished thing that I now can love and cherish forever. I love those things because that's why I do it. I want to find these pieces from the past, save them, and give them a new life with someone else. And so when I get to see those finished garments, it's just like, it's the same with you. It's like, oh, I love it so much. I love it so much. That's my dog.
All right,
sorry.
so Janet's next question is so long, I had to go on to 2 comments. How do you aim for work-life balance in a reselling job full-time? How do you know when's the best time to take time off, take breaks, work your tail off? Do you have a routine about it? Or are you more intuitively driven? It's a good question.
Oh man.
But now yours is a little different because now you're back to regular work. And so,
Yeah.
so you've got to really figure out, okay, I gotta go do this job.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna stop my reselling. So hey Ned, pay attention to me.
Right. Hey, Ned, remember that thing you used to do 2 years ago? Time to do it again.
You've had 2-year break, Ned. Back to work.
2-year break. Now we're back. But when I was home, I think this is on me. I've never been good with balance. I don't understand what relax is. The only time I relax is when I'm on a cruise. That's it. When I can disconnect from all of this schmata, that's when I relax. Period. End of story.
Hi, Ned.
I don't really have an off button, so I'm not really a great answer to that because I don't. I do take screen time away. Like at a certain point, my eyeballs just like gloss over. I'm like, I can't see anything. So I do know when to pull that away. But I've tried routines. I've tried all. It doesn't work for me. I'm too much of a workaholic.
Yeah, I'm the same way. So 2 things happen to me. I stay up late, I get up early. I'm the kind of guy that takes a nap every day. It's like 20 minutes and I'm good.
Nice.
And so there'll be days where I'll be sitting here and I'll look at the screen and I nod it off while typing.
Oh, no.
And you see gibberish on the screen. I'm like, okay, I'm now going to walk home, take a quick 20-minute nap.
Yeah.
And then the other time when I know I've worked too long, I sit in an office chair here and then I go home at night and I have a little table that I sit at in an office chair. And last night I'm like, oh, my whole body hates me right now. I've been in an office chair too long today. and I need either A, get up and take a little walk, or lay down on the couch. So I'm terrible at the work balance too. But when we play, and like Stacey and I are going to Disney in a week and a half, we're going to play for 2 days, and
Good.
so we have a good time. So Steph and I are the wrong two to ask
Yeah, I know.
for the work-life balance. Now, I fit in a ton of fun time, but other than that, I'm always working.
Yeah.
Yeah, keyboard intense on my face. I don't fall all the way down, but my head starts to bob, and I'm typing, and I look at the screen in the middle of a listing, and it's just like LQ39 exclamation point. I'm like, all right. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, what are we drinking? Hang on. Hold on. Oh, good rum.
That's the rum.
Good rum. Yep.
That's our cruise rum right there.
I like that rum. I got a bottle behind the bar. But I got an older bottle. I like it. All right. Okay, so there we go. This is another one from Janet. Janet had a lot of good questions, and different than the norm. What sparked my interest in Tiki culture? Or maybe that's for you.
For me? What? What?
Do you have a mentor? All right. So the quick story is Stacey and I lived in Cleveland our whole lives. Fall of 2000, she got a job offer to move to Long Beach, California. We took it. She left right away. I moved. I sold the house, packed the house, moved us out there. And we were living in Southern California, 1 mile from the beach. And we lived next to the lagoon. And our condo had 3 verandas, a front one where our grill was. And then one off, we had a little wet bar, one off the wet bar over the pool, and then one off the dining room over the lagoon. And like, that's what you dream of when you think of Southern California living.
Yeah.
And so about 6 months into that, I looked around our house at our furniture that came from Cleveland and our decor that came from Cleveland. And I said to Stace, I go, I want to change all this. She goes, what do you want to do? I go, well, I see there's this Tiki resurgence. And so what about Tiki Hawaiian-y beachy piratey? And she said, okay. And that was it. It was just a conscious decision to do it. And I just absorbed everything. And and the events just started happening. The bars just started happening again. So that's how I got into it. And I've been a sponge for 22 years now.
Very cool.
All right. This is a good question. Also from Janet.
Janet's full of them tonight. I love it.
Yeah, I'm glad she typed them because she was planning on being here, and a friend of hers is very ill, so she spent time with them today. So, in the last few months, have you had any cool or interesting conversations while out in the field talking to people while sourcing? I've sourced a little bit, not a ton, because I have a ton. So we've been working here hardcore the last couple months. Man, I don't think I've had any interesting conversations in the last couple of months outsourcing. I know it's going to be weird. I'm very quiet when I go out thrifting. I don't talk to a lot of people. Some people love to talk to strangers. I'm not that person.
I wouldn't say I love it either, but I had an interesting experience in North Carolina.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I roll into the one thrift store that I got to that I knew had patterns and fabric and all the stuff that I was looking for. And I was very excited, and I go in and I find some stuff and I was like, yes, this is great. Go to the checkout, and I kid you not, this lady looked at me dead in my face. Now I've got a full N95 on, so I'm covered from here to here, right? So like you can't, it's hard to tell facial features, but it's very funny because I walk in and she goes, hey girl, how you doing? She's like, I always love when you come in. I'm sitting here going, sure. And I thought about it and I went, no, I'm like, I haven't been here in like 2 years since since this whole thing started. And she was like, and I was like, oh no. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I thank you for liking my clothes. That's great. But I'm just like, I'm not the person you think I am. So if there's some rapport you have with them, I don't know what that is.
I've had people think I'm somebody else. And I'm like, I'm a big dude. And, there's other people look just like me. Like, all right.
You never know.
So Stephanie has a question from the other room in her house. Here's a question from her husband.
Oh, Lord.
To Stephanie, what's the craziest idea you've ever come up with while traveling and making content for your YouTube channel?
I mean, my next idea is pretty friggin' dumb. Like, hand sewing an entire dress to completion on a plane. Like, that sounds like a stupid plan because I'm not in first class. I'm like in the you bought 3 extra inches of leg room class. Like, that's where I am. Like, there is no wiggle room here. So that's pretty. That one's pretty out there. I did make an entire dress in North Carolina on a borrowed sewing machine out of sheets in a hotel room. That was exciting. I mean, I don't do like stupid things, but like there are definitely some choices that I'm like, let's hope this works, because otherwise, what am I doing? Why am I doing this to myself?
Now, speaking of that, Steph and I just planned out. I think we'll be spending some time together in the near future. So look for content on both our channels from, I'm sure we'll come up with nutty ideas.
Oh, yeah.
I've got an idea. Let's film Stephanie shopping the CD section. There we go.
Why did I know that was coming?
And I'll go do the pattern section. And then the other person can commentate.
Pay money to see that. Like, that's
and that just came to me like, that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do.
Either that or you bring that fabric that I sold you and I'll teach you how to make a shirt.
All right.
Jason's like, no way, lady.
My mom's busy watching us and winning auctions. Nice, Mom.
Nice. Way to go, Peggy. Was it a quarter?
So that's from Nay. All platforms must be eliminated except one, and the answer can't be Etsy for Stephanie or eBay for Jason. What are you keeping and why? So if you only could sell on one platform besides Etsy, what would it be?
I'm also assuming that means like I can't keep my web, like, so like the website can't be an option.
Yeah.
Okay. Man. Because I think right now I'd have to go with, oh man, it's so hard though. It's like a toss up between eBay and Mercari, because I don't use eBay as much, but like if I didn't have Etsy, I probably would do everything on eBay.
Okay.
But yeah.
And Brian is assuming Amazon. And I saw this question earlier today from Nay. And my brain was fighting with me because Amazon's the for me, what you would think, because I make almost as much money on Amazon as eBay. But Amazon changes their parameters so often. I feel that at some point in the future, I won't be able to sell on Amazon. And so for me, I think it's Discogs, because Discogs is where I can sell a ton of weird music. I just don't use it as much because I have Amazon. But I'm fully aware that Amazon could change on a dime, and I might be out of business tomorrow. Who knows? Yeah. And so Discogs is where it's at, I think, for me.
I'm telling you, Jason, get your own website.
Say Facebook, she's nuts.
Do it. Get your own website. Do it.
Great question from the chat right now. That flipper dude. Where do you draw the line on low dollar items?
Oh.
So for me, while Steph thinks, I've been doing this for 22 years. I'll buy people's full collections of music and then break them out. And forever, I would break out every piece. And then one day, I'm packing up my 10 millionth $3 CD, and I thought, the hell am I doing? Now, back then, the fees weren't nearly as much as they are nowadays. So on a $3 CD, I'd make $1 or so on the shipping and about $1 on the CD. And I thought, $2 profit, because it's easy to ship CDs. But it dawned on me, and it took many years, it takes just as much time to list a $20 CD as it does a $3 CD. So I cut out all the $3. So for me, for CDs, it's got to be 12 or more for me to list it nowadays. The rest get traded in. So
nice.
That's my line.
It's hard because I still am very much a piecemeal person. Like, I will get an entire lot and I will go because there is a logic, and it's going to sound crazy, but when you buy a lot of patterns, 50, 60, 100, whatever size it is, you need to check that entire lot to make sure that they didn't play Jenga or hide the cookie with pattern pieces. Because they might have used a bodice from this pattern and stuck it in a totally different one because they mashed those two together and they want to remember that they liked this bodice better than the other one. But it's just, so it's very hard for me to play that game of like, where Jason's like, just lot them all up and sell them. I'm like, but if the pieces aren't there, But then to do that, I have to do the work, which is checking it. And once I've done the work of checking it, I might as well just list it for what it's worth. It's a very bad spiral. It's a very bad spiral, if I'm being completely honest. So I do have a limit of like what I will list it for. So like on my website, I'm normally not listing things for less than $3.95. Like that's the absolute lowest. And those are like in my sales section, they're missing pieces, they're super torn, or I can't be bothered. But like full on patterns, $6.95 is about the lowest I'll go. Because once I've checked it and done the work, I might as well friggin' list it because it's my site. I don't get charged per listing.
Yep.
Will I list that stuff on Etsy? Heck no. Because absolutely not. Absolutely not. At Etsy, I have a hard line. If it is not $20 or more, it's not going on that website because I won't see my money back. I literally hate all their fees. I've actually sort of stopped listing.
I hate you all.
I've sort of stopped listing on there because it's so annoying.
Ned says, ask her about the lots over her left shoulder on the piano bench.
No, we're not asking. No, we're not
Okay.
going. No, we're not going to talk about that. I'm not talking about that. I've been good about organizing everything else.
So going back to your own website, what
Yeah.
parameters did you use in selecting Spotify as opposed to
Shopify?
Or Shopify, Spotify, as opposed to shit. What's the one with a W?
Wix.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's only because like everyone got paid by Wix like 2 years ago to make ads for them. So for me, it was originality. How original can I make this? Not quite like, can I MySpace the crap out of it? Like, no, we didn't go that far. But I definitely wanted something that stood out. And I didn't like the way that Wix and Squarespace at the time looked. Now, they have made leaps and bounds. So like if I were approached by one of them to literally migrate my entire website to their website.
Are you listening?
Right? Are you listening, Squarespace? I'm here. Call me. If I were offered that because of all the changes they've made, I would take it because it looks so much better now. I would have to investigate the fee difference because also the other reason I got Shopify is because I pay $79 a month to list as literal much as I want. And then they take credit card fees. That's it. That's
nice.
it. There's
and you do good business. Every time you are on, you're sending me, screenshots from there. And I know you do good business on that. So
yeah. And you can't beat $79 a month.
Kathy, I know I answered the first part. I didn't answer the second part. So let me answer the second part. And when things got unmanageable in your house. So, Steph's in her house. I've been lucky enough to purchase a house down the street from the house I live in. But at the time I worked out of my house. So I was in a spare bedroom, 10 by 10. And my assistant sat at this giant desk in our 10 by 10 bedroom every day. So there was two of us sitting there every day.
Whoa.
Photo studio was in our master bedroom. I built it on top of the bathtub because I didn't use a bathtub. And of course, the spouse that doesn't sell, there was always that, all this shit's in our house. And Stacy, if she was still watching, I think she's napping right now, would say yes. But we had to move a bunch of stuff because I don't know if carpets were getting cleaned or something. And I looked around the house and went, okay, I'm tired of it in the house.
Yeah.
So if you can get it out, rent a space, buy a whole nother house, because it was the best business decision we ever made, because our house is worth so much more than we paid for it that when I'm done with this, it'll be such a nice bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And plus I get to write off the rent because the business pays my wife the rent. So if you can do that, it's great. But yeah, your rest of your family will be like, thank you so much. But yeah, when you notice it and it's your business and you're like, yikes, that's when it's time to go find someplace else.
Yeah.
All right, let me see who else got. Oh, that's a great question. All right, so have you ever found money or other valuables in a pattern envelope? And then I'll answer too from my end.
Yeah. So I have never found money in a pattern envelope. I have heard of it happening. I think Lisa, actually, at least if you're in the chat, didn't you find some? However, I did find the coolest thing ever. I found somebody in their family had stored their father's California state employee ID from the 1940s, like the mid 40s, where they had to like verify with their thumbprint in a pattern along with like a stash of family photos and like names on the back of them. It was the craziest thing because in a moment I went from why is this pattern so freaking heavy to I was now connected with the family from ancestry.com through like from Facebook to Ancestry to my email of the actual family. And they were like, oh my God, you found my grandfather's ID from work. We thought that had burned up in the fire. And who are they're like, you found photos we didn't even know existed. I'm like, yay, I'm going to send them to you. So like, I find sometimes you'll find things, but because this had a name, a university attached to it that still existed, I was able to reconnect this little piece of that family history back to the family. And I was like, I still get chills thinking about it because it was just so cool.
Your husband is hilarious. Honey, Cornholio isn't going to block all the stuff behind you. All right. So I just thought of something that had nothing to do with thrifting, but finding it. When Stacey and I bought our first house, the first one we moved into, very small house, 900 square feet. The couple that we bought it from, well, it was a woman, her kids, and then her boyfriend. They hadn't moved out yet on the day we were moving in. They were. So on that day, we were bringing stuff in. Her boyfriend, and her kids, who were like 12-ish, were loading that stuff out. And so very small house. Laundry room was in the kitchen behind just two little like open doors. Okay. Part of the kitchen. So I've got my friends. She's got her boyfriend, her new boyfriend, her kids, and there's a poster rolled up in the laundry room. And I go, it's her in a boudoir photo sucking on a popsicle with it dripping down her boobs. And so I'm like, hey, you want this?
No, you did not.
Oh yes, no, I did. And then I got mad at myself because I'm like, it would have been so much funnier if I would have just kept it and framed it. When people went, who's that? I'd be like, funny story.
Oh my God, Jason.
But I will
say, shades of purple to that poor woman church.
Oh yeah, I will say we've had friends find tons of money. Friends of Thrifting Board and Secret Beach, they found thousands of dollars in an old desk that a friend of theirs was doing an estate sale. And they're like, you have to take this desk. And they're like, we don't want the desk. You have to take this desk. It's too nice to throw away. No one's buying it. We don't want the desk. You have to take the desk. So they said, fine, F it, we'll take the desk. So they took the desk and they're like, all right, how are we we're going to clean it up or sell it. They found a secret panel on the back of the desk with like a couple grand in it.
Oh.
And the bills were old. It's been there for like 50 years, 40 years, something like that. So that's awesome. When I was filming Thrift Hunters, I found this kick-ass vintage jacket and I reached in the pocket. I've never found money. Vintage used Kleenex. That's what I find.
Ew.
And tampons. I find lots, luckily not used, lots of tampons in purses and stuff.
Yeah. I will say I finally have joined the club of finding money in things. I finally did it in Raleigh. I was in a thrift store, found a skirt, was my size. I was like, great, chuck it in the bin. Fine, take it. I brought it home with me and I was like, oh, I should probably check for Kleenex. I was doing the Jason check for Kleenex thing and I pull out $80. And I was like, what? That's what? So yeah, I can finally say that I have found money. Now I gave half of it away, but I kept the other.
Oh, and then one other thing, again, my luck. I taught, I was working at a record store in Long Beach and I said, hey, I walked in one day, I go, you're going to hire me and I'm just going to sit on my ass in the back and sell online for you. Cause you have a lot of stuff that you never sell because you have too much for the traffic that comes into the store.
Yep.
And I'm going to sell it for you. They said, okay. And I did that. And then the boss liked it so much. He's like, we need someone else to do the nighttime shift. So I hired a girl. So one night she's working and she's going through the CD and she pops the CD out because we had to switch the case. And when she goes like this, there was $80 hiding behind the CD.
Dang.
Like, damn it.
One time you weren't there.
Because I wouldn't have told the boss, that's for sure.
But
she told the boss.
My web address is backroomfinds.com.
Easy peasy.
Yep.
What do you do about selling the album cover if the record is messed up? So one of two things. If it's a collectible cover, because some people frame the covers for art, you can just sell it empty. Or find someone selling the record on eBay or Discogs or wherever where their cover is messed up, so they're selling at a discounted rate, but their vinyl isn't too bad. I've done a lot of marriages where one part wasn't so good, but I found someone else that had the one part that was good that mine wasn't, and their other part was bad. So I do that. I've done that quite often.
And you have to be really specific too, right? Because like you have to match up all the numbers.
Yep. Yeah. So when you do vinyl, especially because, for instance, the Beatles, the White Album, you know it, I know it, everyone knows it. There are 439 versions of it on vinyl. So you just can't grab one. You have to make sure you're going out and hunting the exact one you have. So match up the catalog number for sure.
It's so crazy.
You only have several hundred you need to list. I have about 1,000 in boxes behind me here. I'm like, I should probably list those. I have 1,500 in the garage, and I have another couple thousand in boxes out in the living room.
Yeah, we're not talking about how many patterns I have to list. It's pretty much the same as Jason's number.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to some written questions.
All right.
All right, cool. We got all those.
Yeah, just in case you're wondering, like if you find a pattern and like it's missing a piece and you have a different pattern there, you can only play the mismatch game if they're the same size. So because they're all different, they're all individual sized most of the time.
What's the most What's the most unusual item you've sold? I was thinking about that today. I'm trying to think of unusual.
You probably have a better list than I do.
Yeah. Well, I sell a lot of trash. What I mean by that, empty booze bottles, empty containers for boxes of like limited edition, like cereal or candy or whatever. So I have sold over the last 22 years a lot of what most people would say that's trash. It's an empty booze bottle. Yeah. Oh no, that's a lot of money. So I would think the most unusual item I sell is a lot of trash.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, people think patterns are trash. They're not, but they think they are. I mean, I've sold some weird things.
There's Debbie.
Hi, Deb. I don't think. I'm trying to think if anything was like stand out. I think the only thing that was weird to me, and to other people, this is completely normal. But Ned and I had a whole bunch of Fitbits, and we had all these old chargers that we didn't need because we don't have a Fitbit anymore, and I allotted them all together. And to me, that is electronic
Fitbits.
right? Like to me, that's electronic trash. But there are still people that use those things, and so like other people, like, oh no, I absolutely buy those, and I'm like, great, cool. I deal in things that are way older than that. So I guess it's weird to me. It's not weird to other people, apparently.
Yeah. So here's a prime example of what I was talking about. So Flipper Dude found the Prince controversy on vinyl. The poster was in mint condition, and the record was warped. So the record is easily replaceable because most people put that poster up, and when you find that record, most don't have the poster. So if you have the inserts and the record's F, you go find someone who doesn't have the inserts with a decent record, and you marry the two together. Now, Flipper Dude, you'll have an awesome piece to sell because you got a nice looking vinyl with the poster in mint condition.
Nice.
All right, here's a
oh.
There you go. See, Lisa's really got the weird shit.
Oh my god.
So here where to go? Okay, here's a question for Stephanie. Do you replace the jewel cases for CDs, and where do you buy them? I'm so funny.
You funny.
So yeah, do I replace them? Most everyone, yes, but it's case by case basis. And when I lot things up, cases, jewel for CDs or cassette cases, they're as is, because usually lots are when you take $2 items, you put a bunch of them together. And where do I buy them? I am not beholden to any one place. So when I'm due to buy some, if there's a store not going out of business nearby, I go on Google, I go on eBay, I go on Amazon, and I find who's ever got the best deal for the mass quantity. Mm-hmm. Because people will run deals and specials. And so for the most part, a regular jewel case is created equal by everybody. So who's got the best deal today? No one's ever stayed the best ever. So I just hunt for the best deal. And then if my assistants go, hey, we told you 6 months ago we were running out of these cases, we don't have any more, then I can't be picky. I just got to grab the first I can get.
Yeah.
But when I know we're going to need them in the near future, I hunt for a deal. This is a good question for both of us. Sorry, Deb. I
Mm.
just I overseeded what you were doing. Have either you tried to push your items through TikTok? Now I'm old, so no. Stephanie's a lot younger.
Yeah. So I'm on TikTok and I don't focus on the selling part of it. I focus on educating people on vintage patterns. That's really what I focus on, along with just doing dumb stuff. Because honestly, TikTok was never like a let's make money on TikTok type of thing. Because I know for a fact their creator fund is hot garbage. If you have any questions, go see the video Hank Green made on this platform, YouTube, because good gravy. It's absolute trash.
So she did. So Swoop did qualify. Like advertise your online store,
Right.
or me advertise my classes.
Yeah. I do advertise on occasion that I have a small business. But the thing with the clock app is that originally they like to say that they were small business friendly. That has proven to be a lie because anytime you mention anything off platform, anything that will take someone off of their platform, they suppress it. They literally will not show it to people because captions are a thing. So that way we can help the hard of hearing, the deaf to be a part of the community. And they take that and they actually see the word, YouTube or my website or link in bio, and they will ratchet down the people they show it to because you're trying to push people off platform, which they don't want. They want them to stay on platform so they get their ad money from their platform. That's my rant. Sorry. Off soapbox.
Elisa says you do the dances on TikTok.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Have you seen me? Do I look like I dance on TikTok? I am whiter than a crayon.
Maybe that's what we should do when we get together.
This sheet of paper has more melanin than me. Like,
maybe you and I should dance. That would be funny.
That would be intriguing.
So, have you sold alcohol online? If so, and what website? I haven't done it in a long, long time, but eBay, and what I sold was a collectible bottle. Just happened to have contents. Now, that worked fine until two asshole 18-year-olds used their mom and dad's eBay to buy booze for a party. And when the party got busted and the officer said, "Where'd you get the booze?"
Ooh.
They said eBay and became a national story. So eBay cracked down on us who were selling collectible bottles.
Boo.
It's since softened, so we can do it again. I haven't done it in a while, though. I haven't anything good to sell that I haven't drank.
Oh, no. No. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'll do some trends. I do not dance on
we
TikTok.
could do the WAP dance.
No, thank you. Hard pass.
For you old folk, that stands for wet ass beep.
Yeah, so you better be careful. That will get your content pulled from this platform.
Beep. All right. Jen has another good one about standing in line.
Great.
Okay, copy and paste. Ned is liking the rum he's drinking. Okay, again, Jan's is so long. It's two things.
Got it.
When you're a long line, whether it's at a record store or auction, etc., what do you do to keep busy? Are you reading a book, researching stuff on eBay online, listening to a podcast, getting to know your neighbor? So, oftentimes I'm with somebody, Stacy or one of my assistants, and so when they're in line, I'm still shopping.
Yeah.
So if I'm in line by myself, it's always catching up on who's ever tagged me on Facebook. But if I'm with somebody, I'm never in line. They're in line while I continue to shop. Right until my wife goes, "You okay? We're next." And from the back of the store, I'm like, I'm coming. I can see you. I'm tall. I know
that's funny.
Keep an eye on you. So what about you? When you're in a long line, what are you doing?
Well, the thing is that when I'm in a long line, I am usually by myself. Normally, Ned doesn't come with me, and kids at school. And because if she's there, it's all about keeping her from driving everyone else insane. But when I'm there, I'm literally shopping from the estate sale website that I'm looking at to remind myself what room to go to so that I know exactly where I'm going. Because that's what I do. And let's say I get there super early and, I'm number one in line. So I don't need to worry about it. I just need to ask them, where is this room? Then it's you know, I might go on my website, and the downside to my website is that I still haven't figured out how to clear off old things. So when something sells, I don't know how to pull it immediately out of stock so it doesn't pop up on my website. So I'll like go through and I'll just like clean up, be like deactivate that, because one of my sections at one point, like half of them were dead listings. I'm like, oh, that's not helpful. Let's get rid of the garbage. So
Ned said there's a 100% chance that Steph went in line is looking at Facebook on her phone while silently judging and hating people for being slow. Yeah, that's me too, Ned.
I mean,
me too.
yeah.
The other half of Jan's question was about record store day. So I go to record store day, I buy records, I resell them.
Yeah.
You play cool that you're not a reseller and just a fan of music. So the way the record store days have been working since COVID, and I love it, are two things. The one store here, you still go into the store, and where it used to be, all the new stuff would be out, and you wouldn't know exactly where the right things are that you want.
Yeah.
And so it's a free for all of like looking and looking. And that's when I make Stacy go, because she can come from underneath and I can come from over the top. So we can usually find things. So with COVID, they want people to be spaced and orderly. So they put every release in alphabetical order. And so it was so easy to shop because I went through the 500 releases. I said, all right, these are the 40 things I want to grab, a couple for myself, a couple to resell. And so I put them in my order as alphabetical. So as I went, they're either there or they're not. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
You know, but the other store, and the store we're going to be at for Record Store Day this year, you get in line and you just hand them a sheet of paper. You wrote down what you want and they just pull them from behind the counter. So again, they're there or they're not. There's no mad crush anymore. And so it's so quick. Here's my list. And then they pull it and I walk away. So I don't have to play it cool because, you know, I'm just there.
That's cool. Yeah.
And again, you're allowed to buy one of each. That's why I bring Stacy. So on the ones that are going to be really hot.
Yep.
They want us to do the YMCA on TikTok.
I don't think that would go well.
All right. So Jennifer wants to know about the new listing tool. I have it. So let me show it to you.
Oh, there's a new one. Oh my.
A new one that lets you put videos right in your listing. Yay!
What? Oh my
gosh. Not seen this yet.
No, I have not.
Now, I will say, and we're going to talk about, I will be doing a special show just on this. No, you can just shut up, Siri. It dumbs down the color. This box is way more colorful than this video. Now, the video looked fine.
Yeah.
But eBay dumbed down the color because look at that box.
And look at the rest of the photos.
And then look at it here. See how much more colorful that box is?
Wow.
So knowing that, I've got to jazz up the color. But to show you the new listing tool, let me pretend to revise this real quick. And here's how the new listing tool looks. Now, the bummer is I use InkFrog. They don't have a new listing tool yet. I can't upload video in InkFrog. So when I want to edit and add video, I have to go into eBay to do it.
Huh.
Yes, you wait 48 hours, but my first one only took 24 hours.
Weird.
And so it's way more streamlined. And
that's kind of nice.
Yeah, you click things to expand them. So it's a lot cleaner.
Yeah, that's good.
Now, this is just off the cuff. Let me see. I uploaded a new video yesterday. Let's see if it's been the 24 hours or the full 48. So nope. So here is this awesome Haunted Mansion Hitchhiking Ghost. And guess what? No one bothered to take pictures of it when it's lit up with the 3 glowing blue lights.
You have to do that.
Now, how cool does that look? Hold on.
That's a good one.
So here's my opening shot. I show both of it lit up and not lit up. And yes, we have the regular pictures. Little bonus tips for you. And then here it is lit up.
That's very cool.
So the video I have, because nothing moves on this, the video I have is us just shooting it like that box rotating. And then we had it rotating with the lights, the studio lights on. Then we click them off and had it rotating with just the lights on.
Nice.
So I'll be the only one doing that, but yet it's not up there yet.
Interesting.
Yep. But that is the new listing tool. Now,
cool.
why they think they have to approve our videos? They don't approve our pictures.
Yeah.
So if they're worried about, I don't know, propaganda or nudity, we could do that with our photos too, because no one pays attention to the 12th photo ever.
I was about to say,
so there's going to be a point when we're all throwing up videos. They're not going to have the manpower to approve every one of them.
No.
It's a good question. Steph, like on your website, do you have multiple shipping methods?
Well, that is a lovely question. And I believe I do. I know I have like international priority, things like that, but I don't break it down any farther, mainly because I've never been asked to provide that service for someone. Because patterns, most of the time, people are like, "Dear God, ship it the cheapest." Um, and some people still don't understand, not necessarily on my website, but on like Facebook, they're like, "Why are you shipping it package rate?" I'm like, because it's a pattern and it's not actually mail. It's not. Sorry. Like that's what literally it says in there. It says that patterns are not, like, it's actually clearly defined. So they count that as a package. Um it's one of those things that if I were to be asked like, "Hey, can you ship this FedEx because FedEx is the only reliable thing to me," which we might get to that point at some, I don't know. Like I'd like not to, but right now it's just USPS priority, international, things like that.
I usually offer on most things, not when I'm selling a giant office chair, but on CDs and T-shirts and stuff, there'll be a first class or medium mail, depending on the item, and then a priority option. So I usually have that, and then someone says, "Hey, can you overnight it?" Yeah. Now on Amazon, I have 3 options I've set up. I have first class, priority, and express.
Nice.
So man, you're always shocked that someone who needs a used Grease cassette soundtrack overnighted. I'm like,
Oh my God.
what are you
Yeah.
using? A
What are you
used
doing
Grease?
with that?
They paid $50 for the price of the cassette with overnight shipping. They paid $50 for Grease. I'm like, on cassette. I'm like, what?
On cassette.
I really want to go, okay, I need to know why.
Yeah. What? Do I have to take care of sales on my site?
Oh, sales
Sales
tax. I'm like,
I was like, yes, I can't just take people's money and not send them things.
so
That's
does
called stealing.
Shopify help you with the sales tax, or is that all on
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
They do, yeah, like eBay
Yeah.
does.
Shopify does all that, thankfully, because that was one thing I was like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. So yeah, and as things get updated, they update their site. So yes, they take care of the sales tax. Now, do I still have to pay state sales tax and all that? Because they don't remit it for me. I still have to do all that.
Luckily, I live in a state where no one lives, so I hardly have any sales in the state I live in.
I cannot say that.
That's the good thing about living in a very unpopulated state.
Yeah. Florida is not that.
Yeah. This would be a better question for Debbie.
Right. Where's Debbie?
And Lisa. Me,
I
I'm
mean,
about 2 years and I cut them off. Yeah, eBay
I-
and Amazon. I keep everything at about 2 years and no more. Whereas Lisa and Debbie, they're pushing like a decade.
I'm not going to say that there are definitely at least 3 patterns left from the very first time that I bought patterns in 2011 still on my website. Not saying that at all. 11 years ago. Because they're patterns. Once they're listed, I can't be bothered to take them down. They're more of a hassle to take down. Like those pattern cabinets, I'm not joking. Those are full. Like it's not a joke. I have 3 pattern cabinets that are full. So there's no point for me to take it down.
So Joel said, "Isn't it better to upload video the old way because it's quicker?" Well, the problem with that, Joel, is to watch that video, if you're on a desktop, a computer,
Mhm.
it takes you off eBay to open
Yep.
a new window, and it doesn't work on mobile. And in the new eBay update, 60% of all sales are touched by mobile now. And
Hmm.
so to watch video the old way on mobile, the person has to be savvy enough to get the link out of the description, copy it, go to their browser on mobile and open it. Let me tell you, most people ain't doing
That's
that.
not happening.
But now with the new way, even though it takes 48 hours to get there, anyone can watch the video on any platform.
Yeah.
That easy. So I am done doing it the old-fashioned way. Screw that.
How do I draw people to my Shopify store? Do I use SEO? I probably should use SEO more than I do. But no, honestly, if I'm being completely honest, before I
Well,
started
you're under
my
oath, so please be.
yeah, I started my Shopify store approximately 5 months before I started my YouTube. And I was already pretty well known in the pattern business. So I had been around for 9 years at that point. Like people knew who I was. And so they knew that when they went to this website that I was saying I am now shipping from, they could trust it. But my sales were almost non-existent. They were really low. Like I would be lucky to make a sale a week which is that's garbage for me. But since I started YouTube, and now I can do these pattern hauls on YouTube, and then I can take people to my website or to my email to like email me. Because I do these type of things, or like I'll spotlight ones that are for sale on my site, people now know, oh, that girl that's on YouTube or that girl that I follow on Instagram has a website that I can go buy all my patterns from. I know she checks them because I've watched her check them on camera. I've seen how she does it. I trust how she does it. So by putting myself out there and showing people how to do it and showing them basically like what you're getting from me, this is how I do it. Because of that, my sales have gone, I won't say gone crazy because I definitely don't do Jason's numbers, but because of that, I have a very distinct following that anytime I post things to my Instagram stories, like here's my 5 patterns I listed today, I can guarantee at least one of them is going to sell because people follow me and they trust my work.
I trust your work. If I need
Thanks.
a pattern, I'd buy from you. No problem. Yeah, of course, Harley, I will definitely show a video, how to do the video feature. Not everyone has it yet. So I've been waiting a little bit because if I show you now and you don't get it for 2 months, you're like, all right. I mean, yes, you go back to the video, but my mom just got it. So it's coming. So as you know, a couple of weeks as more people get the option, then I'll do that video for sure.
Should I let you know when I get it? Because I will be like the bottom of the barrel, Jason. Be like, all right, everyone has it now. Everybody has it.
That is funny. Grease is the word. And yes, people pay big money for it.
Ned's comment. Her husband also doesn't help her with SEO. So there's that.
Yeah, Ned, get on it. Get on it. Debbie's telling me it's such a great show. Yeah. I definitely want to do this again because Stephanie comes from a different angle than I come from. And so we can kind of, other than that,
The furniture
furniture on Etsy. Other than that, we've been pretty good.
Yeah, furniture on Etsy, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. I have furniture in the garage that I'm like, I should sell this. I'm probably not gonna.
So maybe we'll end with this one from the written questions.
All right. Last one.
Elise wants to know what's the T stand for. So someone said thrift, duh. So when look, my mom gave me the most boring name ever. And how do you know that? It's so boring and so common. I have to constantly tell people I'm not that Jason Smith.
Oh no.
So there's a Jason Smith on the do not fly list. I'm not him, but I have to prove I'm not him. There's a Jason Smith who was arrested for domestic violence that showed up on my record when I was getting my TV show, and they were concerned about that. And I said, yeah, run it again. I have never been arrested. There's a Jason Smith in Vegas who owed $10,000 in student loans, but they call me. I'm not him. So the T stands for Todd. I hated it so much. I was a teenager of the 80s, so I told everyone it stood for totally. Jason Totally Smith.
No, you did not. No.
Oh,
Jason.
Yes, I did.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yes, I did. So the Jason part ain't so bad. There was a family name of Tuttle, and my mom, for whatever reason, didn't like it. So it ended with my dad. I'm like, you saddled me with Todd. There are so many Jason Todds out there. Easy to spell, but let me tell you, 3 times I've been in for medical procedures, two actual medical and 1 dental. They had the wrong Jason Smith chart on me.
Brilliant. Love that. Love that for you.
Thanks, Mom.
Love that.
First time I was getting surgery on my little toes back we lived in Cleveland. They had injected the happy juice in my IV bag. They're like, count back from 10 and you'll be asleep. And I go 10, 9, and they go Jason Smith, and they read the social security and the birth date, and it wasn't me. And the last thing I remember saying was, that's not me. Luckily, Stacy was standing right there and went, that's not my husband's chart.
Oh my God.
So yeah, it's happened. It's happened here in Vegas on a medical.
Wow.
It's happened here in Vegas on a dental procedure.
That's dangerous. Whew.
Very. So thanks, Mom.
Peggy's in the chat going, I like Jason.
I know. I love my mom, but yeah, this name has caused me more headaches than it's worth.
Oh my gosh. Too
All right, everybody.
funny.
Thank you. This was so much fun, and thank you, Steph. You're the perfect person to do this show with me because we do come from two different angles, and we can cover most questions. So,
Yep.
and we do our business way differently, and so I think that helps. And so when you all have these questions, we can pretty much get them all. And I would like to make this a not a weekly thing, obviously, but a normal, maybe once a quarter we do this.
Yeah, we can
Because there's always new sellers. Also, there's old time sellers who are like, all right, Steph's convinced me. I'm doing my Shopify store, and then they'll have new questions. So
do it. Get thyself a website.
Yes, thank you all for tuning in. And yes, give us a big old thumbs up if you had a good time, if you learned anything, or you're entertained. I hope we entertain you. And if you're new, make sure you subscribe. Now, if you have a follow-up question for those of you who watch after the fact, and hey, Tracy, how's lunch? Feel free to leave it down below. I'll be happy to answer. We'll be happy to answer any and all questions, especially if it's something towards Steph. I can't really answer it. Someone says, hey, Jason, how you do this pattern thing? I'll be like, I don't know.
just have him message me. I'll answer. Or you can come to my channel and ask it too. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, stay tuned from some content from Steph and I not sitting in our homes at our desks. Yeah, so stay tuned. I look forward to that. Yes. The WAP TikTok could hit.
Oh, dear God. No.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
I got ideas though.
Oh my gosh. Too
All
funny.
right, everybody. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. Don't forget. Oh, I actually had this ready, I think. Yes. Don't forget, we are going over the winner seller update. You don't have to do all that pesky reading. Mom and I'll do it for you. But it is this Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. But special time because we don't want to interrupt the Super Bowl because I gamble on it and I'm not going to interrupt my Super Bowl. But yes, we'll do it at 3 p.m. East Coast, noon West Coast. So make sure to mark that down. Don't show up the normal time. I'll be busy yelling at the TV. And those of you who watch the game but don't understand or care all that much, every year I make all the stupid prop bets. And so I post them on Facebook for you to follow along. So I bet on the coin toss. I bet on is the first person who scores an even number or odd number jersey. All the dumb shit. So it makes it fun. So if you have to watch the game and you're not all that interested in it, if you want to follow along my bets, it makes it a little bit more entertaining. So,
well, it'll be entertaining for me because it's the first time that the team that is my hometown team, the Bengals, have actually managed to not fumble their way out of it. They've actually made it. So,
and it's crazy that they're saying this is going to be one of the biggest viewed ones because none of the big name teams or quarterbacks are in it.
Nope.
And usually that means not a lot of interest. But I think 200 dog teams being in it is it's going to be awesome.
Cincinnati has lost its friggin' mind.
Oh yeah.
Holy cow. Everything.
Yep. So I bet all the dumbest stuff. So if you want to be entertained, you can at least follow along with my ridiculous bets.
Oh, Lisa. Oh, Pyrex is a Super Bowl. Oh, girl.
we got puns, people.
I love that so much. I'm stealing that, Lisa. That's so good.
All right, so don't forget, Sunday we'll see you all at 3:00, and then get ready for the game and your game treats and gambling. All right.
Sweet.
So thank you all for tuning in. Thanks, Steph. It was great hanging out with you virtually, and then I'll hang out with you live very soon.
What? Amazing.
Stay tuned for fun and shenanigans from Jay and Steph.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.